ASEAN has launched its first action plan on women, peace and security in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. It marks a very important step in recognizing women's participation in peace process in the region. ASEAN member states, with support from UN Women, USAID, the Canadian and South Korean governments have spent over 2 years finalizing the plan. How important is this for ASEAN?
I think it's very important. As I said, peace and security are the foundation for all development and progress for all society. And this is the first one, regional plan of action for ASEAN. And in this first regional plan of action, we talk about the women contribution. As I said, in war, women and men suffered, so women and men should contribute.
This action plan is very much owned by ASEAN and its member states, which is something that is incredibly important. This is a really, really important step because it really cements the recognition that there can be no peace without women, without women's participation, which is really the central message of the Women, Peace and Security agenda that comes from the UN Security Council Resolution 1325.
ASEAN is one of the most very, very cautious in terms of the policies that they adopt. So them adopting this regional plan of action is a major achievement. But as women's rights activists, we don't want policies on paper. We want them implemented. So we'll be closely monitoring that and advocating for effective implementation.
Mavic said gender inequality is a conflict driver. When there's inequality, there will be underdevelopment. When there's underdevelopment, there will be poverty. And these are factors that drive conflicts. Sarah said that peace is more than just an absence of war and open conflict. It's about many other issues that can fundamentally affect people's opportunity in developing peace and freedom. For example, non-traditional issues such as climate change, disasters, human trafficking, or pandemics. For Thailand, the most challenging aspect of this agenda is the complexity of working with different stakeholders, which Sarah said is the same as many other countries around the world, but she is very optimistic about Thailand.
I think in Thailand, it's very significant actually that we already see a commitment from the government of Thailand, from the Royal Thai government, in terms of having measures and guidelines, as they're called, on women, peace and security, which have really been led by the Ministry of Social Development and Human Security, the MSDHS. UN Women's worked really closely with them over the last decade or so. And this is where they've really started to express what the commitments would be, what the actions would be. And the other area where we see a lot of significant work in Thailand is in the southern border province, where there's this centre, the Centre for Women and Children in Conflict, which brings together different stakeholders from civil society, from local government, and really, really engages women in social cohesion, which is a very important part of preventing conflict. When we think about Thailand in particular, though, I'm very optimistic because at the moment we have been working with MSDHS on really assessing the progress of the measures and guidelines, and that is a step towards developing a country-specific action plan on women, peace and security, which is one of the things that, as I mentioned before, that UN Women in our experience really recommends for countries to try and develop that so that they can really localize and really identify what the actions they need in their context would be.
And that is our top story for today. You can follow more stories on our social media and our website worldwideweb.thaipbsworld.com.